Welcome back, listeners, to the Hip Pause podcast, where we watch YouTube so you don't have to. You're back, episode number 29, with your hosts.
That's me.
That's you.
All
That's
right.
you, yeah.
David.
Smooth like always. I'm Iman, and this week we are covering one of my favorite YouTubers.
Yes, the well-requested
iDubbbz.
iDubbbz.
He's a big one. He's a big one, although he doesn't have one of the biggest sub counts, not like these Logan Pauls and all these guys.
But he's been around, so you would have heard of him.
Exactly, yeah. So anyway, before we go on to that, let's talk a bit about our weeks. So what you been watching this week, David?
Well, I've actually been watching Love Island. For the first time I thought I'll give it a try, and then I just watched on YouTube some of the clips. Yeah, I get why people watch it. Not for me. I can live without knowing how the couple ended up. But it's a good show. Credit to...
Are you kidding me? It's a terrible show, David.
Credit to knowing your audience.
I mean, yes, I'll give you that. I'll give them that. Oh, it's so pointless and bad.
It really is. It really is.
I'm sorry. Okay, if you enjoy that show.
No. It's not the word. The word isn't enjoy. It's appreciate TV and, making money from fools.
So it's like an artistic appreciation.
Because like you showed me that Kanye West song where he sang with Kid Cudi, and they have a duo thing called something with the ghosts. We see ghosts. Kids can't see ghosts.
No, it's Kids See Ghosts.
That's it.
It's the album, yeah.
So there's one song called Feel the Love, and then, Kanye West just starts shouting and making all sorts of sounds. But to other people, it's like, yeah, he's artistic because he's showing the world what you think is good music.
Exactly.
So
I mean, I wouldn't really put him and Love Island anywhere near
How
the same bucket.
How are they not in the same bracket?
Okay, I don't know.
I really don't know how you see anything else.
I don't.
They're exactly the same.
We're not on the same page on this one. Comment below with your thoughts.
Yeah. If they don't equal each other, please tell me what they do. Besides that, that's not really what I've been watching, but I'm gonna see the press conference because my guy,
I'll say our guy.
Logan Paul is coming to England. I don't know if it's his first time, but hey, it's the first time for me. So
he's coming because he's doing a press conference with KSI in advance of their boxing match. When's the boxing match again?
August 25.
Oh man, so it's like a month away.
Yeah.
Damn. So yeah, they're coming to do a press conference, which I'm sure is going to be equally as cringy as the first one.
Yeah.
So they did one already in America, and man, they were just squaring up.
It's not worth my time away.
God.
But at the same time, these are kids at the end of the day, and we know, as we're not YouTube critics here, but as we do cover YouTubers, we are fully aware that they are, they're nothing special. I'm aware of that. That being said, this doesn't happen every day, so I'm willing to go see what it's about.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, KSI is like 25.
Yeah. I
mean, Logan's only 23. You can't really expect them to not still be being cringy. And they've had such weird lives as well, like they just make internet, so they don't really live in the real world. Like they never really lived in the real world.
Yeah, they haven't worked. I don't want to say worked hard, but they haven't gone through what everyone else goes through to see a different side of life. That helps their brain see different perspectives.
It's like any child star that they always end up becoming a bit strange.
Yeah.
But it's just we get to see their lives every day.
Pretty much, yeah. Like you watch Disney all the time. This is what they would be like behind them.
Yeah, pretty
away
much.
from the camera. I'll let you know in the next podcast how I felt about it and if it was worth my time. How does it work? The first 1,000 basically get in. So
and that's it. Nobody else can get in.
And it's free entry for those 1,000 people.
So what time are you going to go there to? What time does it start?
I think it starts at 3 p.m.
So what time are you going to go there to queue?
I think I will get there for 10 a.m.
Yeah. I think that's right.
Why not?
Yeah. I don't think you'll get in otherwise.
Yeah.
Maybe even earlier.
We'll see.
Ugh.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Yeah, but besides that, let's I'll let you know how it goes.
I'm genuinely interested.
I'll try and be first in line so that I can get in the footage.
Yeah. If you can get any footage,
I should get a banner. Maybe this time I'll think of a banner.
If we get some footage, we'll upload it to the Hip Pause YouTube channel.
Genius.
Yeah, so check it out.
So besides that, what I've actually been watching on YouTube is a channel called Live, Love and Serve, or just Live, Love, Serve. Okay. And it's not a big channel. No, you would think so, but it's not a big channel. They're just two guys who do what we see on YouTube all the time, is going to like a library or wherever it's inappropriate to make noise, talk less of like inappropriate noise, and that's what they do. And
what, are you kidding? Is that the whole channel?
No, they do other stuff that I don't really enjoy, like, you know, Fortnite stuff or
Okay, but so their main, like, you know,
the one where the views come from
is them going to, say, a library or
and having the most awkward conversations on the phone and getting people's reactions. And I know that's what YouTube is in a nutshell. Like, why are they different from anyone else? I don't know. They just got a real good charm with it.
Really? Okay.
So I've watched a lot of their videos, and this is just in the last weekend.
I'll reserve judgment until I've watched them, but right now I don't know.
Yeah, don't say no more. You don't have to. That's really it. I'll probably stop watching them in a week, but hey, that's another channel for.
Sometimes you just get on like I don't know, something just hits the spot for a while. And it's exactly. Like, I'm just gonna watch all these videos. It's that
little weekend fix.
Yeah.
And then the last thing is, basically a channel that I used to watch all the time. They haven't posted in like 2 years, and the channel's called JLE. I think it's a guy called John Elric and his friends, and they're from Ohio, so, you know, sometimes I like to represent the state that I was in for a little while. And they just do really good iPhone commercials. And these are old videos, by the way.
Shit.
So
like fake iPhone commercials.
Yeah, and they're just really funny, to me at least. And
it's kind of sketch comedy type stuff.
Yeah, and they're all like 2-minute, very short videos of like what a promo or advert would be for the iPhone 4, and then like how it's better than the last and all that stuff. It is really cheesy. And each of the characters have a division in the Apple company they've made. So there's a guy called Roger. He would only talk about the cameras and how angry he is at the upgrade from the year before. And then, you know, when you get to like the iPhone 5C and how it's like just about it being plastic, they're like, yeah, it's plastic, but it's revolutionary plastic. And like they just go on from there. You get the idea. But
you know what the C stands for? Cheap.
No, but what does it actually stand for?
I don't know.
I wonder. But yeah, so it's weird for me to go onto a channel and just be like, I'm gonna rewatch what I used to watch because they don't post anymore.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
I'll put a link for that. But it's pretty much been my week.
Okay, nice, not bad. Quite diverse. I like that you got a couple of new ones in there.
Yeah.
So I've been watching a bit of this channel called JunsKitchen. So it's this guy who lives in Japan, and he basically he has 2 really beautiful cats, and he just cooks stuff, and it's really well filmed. He's a really good chef. You know, he makes like sushi. He makes all this kind of Japanese dishes, ramen, udon noodles, you know, and he's a really good chef, and it's just nice. They're just like calm videos. Yeah,
you definitely have to link this because you showed me this, and I was like, immediately after the first second, I was like, yeah,
you get it. Yeah. Like he barely even speaks, and his cats just sit in front of him on the counter whilst he cooks, kind of sniffing stuff and looking cute.
I felt like a sucker for those, those people who watch videos of cats just being themselves. I was like that with the cats watching him cook.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
I have the same eyes as the cats. Like,
it's just one of those channels that are like,
and he's got. I'm not sure if you've seen like the Hannibal series, because there's the movies, then there's like the series on ABC or whatever. Mm-hmm. There's like in those series, there's like a little segment where we just watch Hannibal cook meat, and it's
type of meat?
Yeah, exactly. But it's got a nice like piano kind of thing in the background.
Like beautifully filmed.
Yeah, it's beautifully filmed, and that's almost the same with John's Kitchen. Watching him prepare and like just him scratching the knife from left to right, it's amazing.
Even when he goes to pick up ingredients, he rides around this absolutely perfect looking Japanese countryside town.
Where does he live?
I don't on his bike with a basket, and the cat always rides in the basket with him. It's like, this is too perfect.
It's too perfect. Like he would never get more ingredients that would overfill the basket, that there'd be no space for the cats. The world just seems to work for him,
and he's killing it as well. He's got I think 2.5 million subscribers, something like that, and he gets 3 million at least views on his videos.
Close to 11.
Some are like 31 mil, 12 mil, 5, 6. It's absolutely ridiculous. But he's also only got about 22 videos.
Exactly, which is like, firstly, a channel, unless he started somewhere else, needs a video or two for growth.
You know what I think? I think that he basically has some talent in cooking.
Absolutely.
And I know that his wife helps him as well. And I'm thinking maybe she, or maybe it was him, has like knowledge of filming or works in something like that.
Yeah, because that's not a camera that you and I just go in.
Yeah, like the camera angles, the way it's like it's obviously done well. There's some like knowledge there. So he's an example of one of these channels that launches out of the blue, but just does it. He's just thought everything through beforehand. He doesn't just make it. He's thought the whole thing through. It's like, this is how we're going to make it. We're going to do it the best it can possibly be.
Yeah, and which is every YouTuber's dream. But not everybody can go back and create a fan base first and, write exactly.
It's just having the means as well. You know, I'm sure he must have saved up, or I don't know.
Because everyone knows everyone's first video is just like, hey guys, welcome to my
channel. That's why my people delete them.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. I wonder how many deleted videos he had before. None.
Yeah, 0. They're all perfect.
Exactly.
So I haven't really been watching much else. Apart from, I've been saying this every week for like the past 3 weeks, but I've been watching more iDubbbz.
Yeah. Well, that's why we made this podcast.
Yeah. So should we just jump right into it?
Let's do it.
So iDubbbz is, like I said, one of my favorite channels. I've been watching basically nothing but him and his friends for maybe the past 3-4 weeks. And he's just absolutely excellent. So you've watched what, a bit of his stuff, right?
Yeah, and also, like I've mentioned in previous podcasts, I haven't actually seen anything other than the Tanner video, because we covered Tanner in a previous podcast. So I don't really know iDubbbz. I'm not as well established as you, but I can see talent. But we'll get into like what he does and all that.
So he, on his main channel, he's got 6.7 million subs.
Good number,
which is a great number, yeah. And he's been going quite a while as well. He actually didn't start on this channel. He has another channel where he actually started. Most of the videos are deleted off there now, but he's only got a few, like, I don't know, 50, 60,000 subs on there. Obviously, just people that have come over from iDubbbz.
Sure, yeah.
Because he launched iDubbbz at some point, and that's the one that really took off. But second channel as well, which is iDubbbz 2, iDubbbz TV 2, and that has about 2.7 million. And then he's got an iDubbbz gaming channel, which is like less than 1 million. But he basically, he's most well known for his content cop videos.
Yeah.
So you said you watched that Tanner one, the Tanner One Go one.
Yeah.
And this is a series where he just picks a YouTuber and just calls them out for all of their, all of the crap that they talk, basically.
And drama that's been happening recently, not to mention just people when people are asking for, like, this person needs to be criticized, but you can't see the questions anywhere, but you can feel it. He would cover it.
Yeah, he's like,
he doesn't cover everybody. It's just definitely the most recommended.
See, that's the thing. He doesn't make a lot of videos. He makes like one a month or so, and the content cops. So there's sometimes gaps of like a year or two in between them.
Yeah. And it is his most. So if you were to go on his channel, which we'll link as well, his like top 4 most viewed
all the content cops, because they do really well, and they do have a lot of effort in them as well. Like, he researches really well, and the video is done. It's done really well, but in a way that comes off as crappy.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Well, that's the thing that we should probably definitely tell people who, 1, know iDubbbz, because they'll relate, and 2, who don't, is there's a side of the internet in terms of accepting types of videos, should I say. So, on YouTube, everything seems family friendly, or at least is with that in mind. The jokes are reserved, no matter how much you want to say a thing or two. You're on the internet and people are going to be there to cuss you out the moment you go wrong.
Yeah.
iDubbbz, he follows no rules other than his own.
Yeah.
And I respect that to a degree. It probably doesn't help his business approach, but him as a person, gotta stand by it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That's why he is who he is. That's why he can call people out, because he doesn't
give to the
care.
man.
He doesn't, he doesn't live by anything else. He just does his own thing. So, he's constantly swearing. He's constantly using all kinds of non-PC words.
It would have been so amazing to work for his channel, because you won't have someone like Iman saying, don't swear on the podcast.
So he's got kind of four main sort of series.
Yeah.
So the first is Content Cop, where he just calls people out.
And these are other YouTubers only, or?
Yeah, only other YouTubers. So he goes through and he says, this is the way you make content. This is hypocritical, the way you do this.
Yeah.
This is
subject
lazy.
A, subject B, subject C.
Yeah. So his initial idea with that was he just seeing all these poor videos getting thrown up, poor people getting popular, and he just felt like, somebody needs to be calling these people out and pointing the finger at them and saying, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And he took it upon himself to do it. But the second series is his bad unboxing. These are kind of in order of popularity. So second is kind of bad unboxing.
Yeah.
And that is where he started off with bad unboxing there's subscription services.
Gotcha.
Nerd stuff. Or the man box, where they send you, or the food box or whatever. Yeah. And they send you monthly, random selection of stuff. So he started off unboxing those. And he calls it bad unboxing because he just does it really badly. He rips everything open, throws things about.
Yeah, and it's an ironic statement to every other unboxing YouTuber.
Yeah. So he started off with that, and nowadays he just does fan mail, basically. Yeah. So he opened up a PO box, and people just send him stuff, and they send him weird, gross, disgusting, all kinds of random stuff and clothes and things. And he just unboxes it in an incredibly messy way, breaks everything. There's usually smashed glass and glitter and little dead bugs that people send him and dildos, and he just goes crazy with it. He ends up wearing a tutu and stuff, and it just gets really out of hand.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. It's not cringy. You would think it is, probably the way we're saying it, but it's eye-opening,
It's more, it can be quite gross as well.
If you're curious on YouTube, this is the channel for you.
Yeah.
To know how it can go to different lengths.
But his style of humor is just not caring about stuff.
Yeah.
And that's why he's funny. He's just not caring and doing the grossest, wrongest thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so third one is his, and this is kind of a bit tied with bad unboxing, is Kickstarter crap. So that is, he just goes on Kickstarter, finds bad projects, and calls them out. It's kind of similar to Content Cop, actually, because it's just him saying, oh, this is nonsense, basically.
The only thing I can see differently is that this one relies a lot more on his reaction to Kickstarter campaigns and the videos and the prototypes and stuff. This, I will say, is my definite favorite out of everything iDubbbz does.
It's probably the tamest one.
Yeah, which probably makes sense because this is the whole reason why we do this podcast, is to recommend or at least give you guys a try on a different type of YouTuber. If you can't take how, blunt he is and to some extent filthy, this would probably be the playlist you can go and click, because it's him being himself, slightly more subtle because it's more on the topic. So it's easier to take in.
And then the final one he has is Comedians Getting series. He's only made about 3 of these. and they're all like a year or two apart. But
really?
Yeah, so it's hard to even class it as a series, but it has done quite well.
Hey,
so
once you make a playlist on YouTube, it's a series.
Yeah. So one of them was like, so it's a play on Jerry Seinfeld's Netflix show, which is comedians in cars getting coffee, where he interviews people in the car and they drink coffee.
Gotcha.
And
does he actually do that? Like comedians?
What? iDubbbz?
Yeah.
So yeah, his is comedian. He'll do it. Changes every time, but it's like comedians on hoverboards getting falafel. And he basically.
I definitely want to see this.
Yeah, they're quite good, but like I said, there's only like 2 or 3 of them.
I don't know why I get the weird feeling, but is he impersonating the comedian?
No.
Okay.
No, it's actually kind of legit. He goes out and finds another YouTuber,
right?
But it's like comedians, like in quotes.
Yeah.
So he goes out and finds another YouTuber. So one of them was Vsauce Michael here.
Gotcha.
And he just gets him, and they kind of hang out. They're a bit silly. Interviews a strong word. They just kind of like chat a bit.
Yeah, like,
he does ask a few questions.
Like First We Feast is more of an interview, I can imagine.
Yeah.
This.
Oh yeah. So they're just kind of a bit silly, and yeah, they're quite good.
Yeah,
they're quite good.
On that note, though, he's got. I wouldn't say no. His friendship group are not necessarily like him. Well,
who do you think his friendship group is?
Well, from the little I've seen, definitely Filthy Frank.
Yeah.
Which we've covered probably like our 3rd podcast.
Yeah.
I should say, actually, because going into this, iDubbbz is like, I'm not really a super fan. I could easily just like say no if somebody shared this video. But I thought the same thing about Filthy Frank until we did the podcast. Yeah. And then I actually fell in love.
You kind of got to get it. You got to get like into it. Get what his humor is.
You got to get past the first one in where you're like, oh, this is not for me.
Yeah.
Just give it another try. Just like PewDiePie. It's kind of working.
I think I definitely would recommend just having a look at his content cops, just seeing if there's any YouTubers you know on there, because it really can be like eye-opening.
Yeah. Definitely watch the Tanner one.
Yeah.
The Tanner Mon Joe.
But yeah, so you were talking about his friends, so iDubbbz is like good friends with Filthy Frank,
Ethan from H3H3.
Yeah, Ethan. But there's 4 that have made a lot of videos together. So it's iDubbbz, Filthy Frank, this guy called Max Mofo.
Oh yeah, which you covered in the last one.
So by the way, Max Mofo, the way that they originally became friends, Max was a huge iDubbbz fan.
Oh, was he?
And just watched all the videos and ended up, commenting a bunch, and they just became friends that way. It's kind of cool. And then finally, How To Basic as well. You definitely will have seen How To Basic video here or there.
Yeah, it feels.
He's a guy that just like does cooking videos but smashes eggs.
Okay, not what I was thinking.
You never see his face. You just see his hands. It's like point of view.
Yeah. Wait, he's friends with him?
Yeah. Yeah. They're all like, all those 4 make videos together. So you still never see How To Basic's face.
Gotcha.
There's actually an entire subreddit dedicated to
figuring it out.
Who is How To Basic. Anyway, so those guys have made like a bunch of videos together. Always ridiculous. Almost always quite gross. Like for example, they had a series. No, they did 2 of them of Dangerous Twister. So you know the game Twister, Red Hand Blue or whatever.
Oh boy, how did they make it dangerous?
So each row on the Twister board had different things on it. One had candles with flames lit.
Why wouldn't you?
One had piles of tin spaghetti, just because.
Oh, I bet opened in like with a knife. Something terrible.
No, just poured out on the floor.
Oh, just literally
just wet on the floor. Yeah. One row had mouse traps. And then another was like the secret, pull a card out of the hat, what are you going to get? And yeah, they just play that and basically drink and smoke and get really messed up.
Wow.
It's ridiculous. But those guys have made a bunch of videos together, but have the last one was kind of like a year ago. It's actually really sad. I'm really like down about it because Filthy Frank is now, if you listen to our previous episode, he's going into more serious stuff. So Filthy Frank, it doesn't actually really exist anymore. Yeah. It's just
he had a last video. Did he say bye-bye?
No, he didn't. It kind of was left in a bit of a cliffhanger in terms of the storyline of Filthy Frank. Yeah. But, so he doesn't really do anything anymore. Max Mofo only does like Pokemon videos now. Sure. Pokemon card openings. And they're fine, but, you know.
Yeah. I do have a question, though.
Yeah.
So... You've seen him on like podcasts, and you've seen him outside of his channel. This is iDubbbz, and because of this kind of stuff that he does for videos, and you know we've covered it in like our demonetization video. He doesn't necessarily make a lot of money, it would seem, because ads are not coming in. Neither would a sponsor or two. So, what do you think his day job is? Has he ever covered that in a podcast?
He doesn't have a day job. He's never ever mentioned it, apart from jokingly once he said once in a video he said he was a plumber's apprentice. And it was a really deadpan like joke when he said it. And in the following video, he'd be like, "Okay, guys, I'm not a plumber's apprentice. Some of you clearly didn't get the joke, but
wow.
But no, he doesn't. I mean,
do you think he survives off YouTube?
He gets plenty of views, so maybe.
I mean, I've clicked on loads, just being like 10 to 15,
and you haven't had any ads.
Not one.
Yeah.
Even for the Kickstarter.
I mean, obviously, it makes very good sense that he does not have any ads.
Yeah. But hey, I'm sure there's a way.
There is some merch. He does sell merch.
That's true.
So maybe I don't really know though. You make a good point. But anyway, so back to the friendship. Like basically, it's like a whole era is over.
Yeah,
it's like a big era of those guys.
It's like Friends.
Literally is like they made such great stuff. Another one was a shot collar cooking. Did I mention that it was also with Anything for Views?
No.
Sorry, that's actually the fourth guy. So Max Mofo, Anything for Views, How to Basic, Filthy Frank, and iDubbbz. It's actually 5 of them. But they did this shot collar cooking one where each person one by one had to go up and cook whilst wearing a shot collar, whilst the others held the remotes.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
It
was actually hilarious.
Jake Paul would do that in a video, but he would not go this far.
Yeah. So
that just shows you what content is.
I mean, it was just getting so out of hand, but it was hilarious. Oh man, it's just the end of an era with those guys. It's just not really, it's just over really. It's kind of sad.
I will say, but like just how you describe that video, me watching an iDubbbz video is the perfect balance of cringe and off the edge of my seat.
Yeah.
It's like, I really don't want to watch this, but look at what I'm watching.
Yeah. So Anything for Views is a really gross guy. Boy. He's a really fat guy, and he just... I mean, his name says it all, like Anything for Views. Like, he just does... They get him to do some of the worst stuff. I like that as a name. He's just... At least he's honest, you know? Yeah. He got a PewDiePie tattoo once, because they got him to.
Didn't we also say we would check the YouTube channel clickbait? Like youtube.com/clickbait.
Oh yeah, we need to check that out.
Yeah, we do need to check that out. Because, titles like that, it's like, hey, you know what you came for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Truth and advertising, you know.
Works all the time.
So mostly his content is, that kind of not caring sort of humor. But his second channel, maybe he makes a bit of money off his second channel.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask what the main difference is between the two.
So the second channel is more like loose sort of content. It's less, there's less preparation that goes into it.
Is that where the squirrels video is?
Yeah, so he has this series on there, which is really great and like totally innocent. Compared to his other stuff.
So basically what we're saying to the listeners is check his second channel first. If you can handle that, then go to the first one.
Yeah. But so in this series, he ended up with an infestation of squirrels around his house, around the garden.
What's his house like? Or do you see it?
Yeah, I see bits. It looks pretty nice, and it looks like he's got a good bit of like land.
Oh, okay.
Or a good bit of garden.
Just checking.
But it's not nothing like fancy. Yeah, he's doing okay.
He's not like literally in a in a wheelbarrow sleeping all night.
His girlfriend's doing quite well as a Twitch streamer as well.
Okay, now I'm curious. I have to see if she's the same or he's different off camera.
No, she's quite sweet. There's a bunch of like compilation videos.
Sweet is not the word I was thinking you were gonna say.
I know he does just mess with her. Like he's just comes in and like makes her jump midstream sometimes.
Oh, I see. Okay, this has been like 2 in a row in terms of Video Game Donkey, another YouTuber whose girlfriend is quite similar to PewDiePie's girlfriend in terms of they are not the opposite, but quite the opposite of the partner they're with. Is his partner, iDubbbz partner, the opposite of him?
Less of an opposite to the other ones, but actually iDubbbz, when you see him not in his videos, whether it's interviews or just off camera around the house or whatever, he's much more he's just a chilled guy, really.
I see.
You know, he still speaks his mind, and he still swears and whatever, but he's just more chilled.
Yeah. Oh, and I know I've thrown you off topic, but do you know what his real name is?
It's Ian. Don't know his second name.
Sure, but Ian. Interesting. Not what I thought it would be.
So the second channel, the Squirrel, it's basically called the Save the Squirrels Initiative, this series. And it's him just humanely trying to get rid of the squirrels in his garden. So he sets all these traps, ones that just don't harm them at all, and puts food in them. He sets up night vision cameras and catches some, and he goes and releases them in like this really nice wildlife reservation park thing.
I see.
And it's just really kind of sweet and innocent videos.
Is it just sweet and innocent because you know what the real iDubbbz is?
Yeah.
But
I don't know,
on its own, though, that is really nice.
He genuinely seems to have a love of nature. Like, whenever... I know, he seems to know a lot about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, he seems like I don't say caveman, but him and primitive technology could get along.
Yeah, maybe,
to some extent.
So that's quite a cool one. But the rest of that channel is just random little videos that don't have that much effort put into them.
Yeah, which is nice. It's a good balance. Like, I really do appreciate YouTubers who, not just because they have more than one channel, but one channel is for this, one channel is for that. It's not like just to make more money. There's a reason why there's a second one.
Exactly, yeah, because he wants to keep like the quality of the main one up,
which kind of baffles me with, I don't know, does PewDiePie have a second channel?
No.
Yeah.
PewDiePie is one of the few big YouTubers that does not.
And does nothing else. Like Logan Paul, for example, his main channel, just like PewDiePie, is suffering from ads. So what I don't get, unless YouTube is smarter than a machine, is not necessarily post on your second channel, but like, do some old Vine or like sketch comedy on your other channel. Like, why don't you make that channel go up a little bit?
Yeah,
it baffles me why he doesn't use it.
I think, people like PewDiePie, he makes a video every day.
Yeah. Okay,
how's he going to have time to also make videos for a second channel?
And money's not a problem at this point anyway.
Well, I don't know. He would probably say differently.
Yeah, okay. I was thinking that.
Yeah,
he's getting married.
Yeah, that's true. So...
Yeah.
So one of the most popular videos he's done is it's named Jake Paul Content Cop. But it's actually a content cop on rice gum.
Yeah, and I literally didn't get it till the end. Well, actually, till you told me, because I was like, did I get debated here?
Yeah, literally, yeah. That's why he did it. He was just a joke, because he was so sick of everyone asking him to cover Jake Paul. Like, oh, do a content cop on Jake Paul, please.
Which made sense, because literally, I'm pretty sure when that video was made was when we did our first podcast on Jake Paul, because that was the rise of Jake Paul.
Yeah, exactly. But his reasoning for why he didn't want to do that was A, it was really annoying getting asked all the time, and B, he said it's just like low-hanging fruit. It's
too easy.
It's just easy, people know why they don't like him, but at the end of the day, he doesn't do anything that's that harmful, if you know what I mean. he just makes some kind of bad content. But the people that he covers, he doesn't just call them out like, oh, your content's bad. I mean, he says that. It's, your content's bad, but you're also a bad person.
Yeah.
And he calls them, you know, for example...
this is why.
For example, Tana Mongo, he called out because she kept saying the N-word and then said things like, oh, I didn't know what it means. And it's like, you're just not a nice person.
It's beyond the video.
Yeah. And so with the Rice Gum one, it's... You know, he was calling it Rice Gum out because stuff like...
Yeah, it's just Rice Gum in general with his like how he uses women for views is beyond what we know clickbait to be.
Yeah, he's even made some really nasty comments about rape and things like that. Like, oh, didn't you enjoy it? That kind of thing.
Right.
And he's even been flexing on his own mother.
Oh,
did you see that?
I actually wish. I'm glad I haven't.
So he basically Rice Gum was boasting to his mother, and he made a video of this about how he bought trainers that are worth $5,000,
and it costs more than a rent.
yeah, it costs more than rent, more than what she gets paid, and he's like, his mum is just upset. She's just like, what? Why? What is wrong with you? Why would you?
I fed you too much ramen noodles.
Yeah. But it's just, oh man, it's awful. But yeah, he calls people out for stuff that matters. Jake Paul, on the whole, just doesn't really matter.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the harm that it's doing to us is just our ears, you know? It's not crippling like Rice Gum does.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's a good content cop episode.
Yeah, it is actually. He also did a really good one on Keemstar. So Keemstar's like one of the biggest kind of news channels.
Yeah.
And man,
that I need to see.
iDubbbz just absolutely tore him apart.
That I definitely need to see.
And I got to say, I mean, I know I shouldn't be swayed by just one person's video, but I didn't really like Keemstar to begin with, and it really just put me off more. But
his intro. Ugh.
Oh, don't even. But so Ian's also kind of said before, he can get a bit annoyed at the fan base sometimes because lots of people online see the content cop as trying to end other YouTubers' careers.
Oh, I see.
So they're like, oh, do it. We want you to end Keemstar's career, please, you know?
Right, but at the same time, I can see where the audience are coming from because when I watch a content cop video, I feel like he's taking it too serious.
Well, okay, so his response is always, firstly, you can't just end someone's career on YouTube because...
they would do it themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if somebody's making terrible content, like, that's gonna do the harm to them. I just call it out.
Yeah.
But secondly, people are always gonna keep making videos. Look at Tana Mongo, like, she just keeps making videos.
Yeah, and
you apologize and you move on.
And when we covered the Sniper Wolf episode, there was somebody who really made a good video that totally called Sniper Wolf out and all the stuff she was doing for Overwatch or whatever. That Sniper Wolf's still here. Like, no matter how many views that got, and like told the truth.
Exactly. And he just says, I'm not trying to end anyone's career. I'm just calling it out. Somebody needs to, wake up to this stuff, shine a light on this stuff.
Because let's be honest, we know the internet. There's a lot of people that they don't know, so they actually think what they're watching is completely fine. And we're not trying to be like, the Jesus of the internet, but some people need to see a different light.
Exactly, and it is proper, like, investigative stuff, He goes in deep. He goes in deep, and that's why it takes him a while to put it together. Also, the theme song for Content Cop is awesome.
How have I missed this?
It's right in the intro, and it's like, what we do here is go back. It's really good. I think it's like a good, like, bassy.
Definitely take notes.
Good bassy beat.
I like our intro though. It's cool.
Yeah,
I'm fine
with
with
that. Okay,
thanks for doing it. The Kickstarter stuff though, Kickstarter crap. His series on that. Yeah, I'm a big fan. Not just because I'm a little biased, because I like Kickstarter.
You buy a lot of stuff from Kickstarter,
and I kind of was a partner or worked for Kickstarter, but there's a lot of rubbish on Kickstarter.
Yes,
I'm so glad someone is like taking like note of, because a lot of people pay for absolute nonsense.
I mean, the thing is, some of the stuff he covers gets funded like more than funded,
backed to the end.
Yeah. And it's so funny to see when that happens, like the stuff that comes out and the types of videos that people make about it.
That's why I highly recommend you to watch. Just pick any episode. My favorite is definitely the toilet one or the smart water one. If you just search it in his channel,
we'll link a couple in the description.
But just seeing, even if you don't want to watch it for iDubbbz, just see some of these campaigns for like, we will give you the revolutionary toilet or the best smart water bottle. And you'll be shocked that people buy this.
Man, the water bottle, it's like, it tracks how much you've drunk through the day and tells you when you need to drink more. Oh, God. And it's got an app and...
And then one of the campaigns, which was my favorite one, was a woman just like, she ran for a while. Then she just sat down like, I'm so exhausted. And I don't know why I have no energy. And then you just see iDubbbz staring at the camera. Hey, maybe you should drink some water. Instead of, sculpting a whole baguette in your mouth. Jeez Louise.
Yeah. Oh, man.
But I'm a big fan of that series. I'll definitely watch a lot more.
Yeah, they are really good. So there's also been a couple more that he did with H3 we mentioned earlier.
Oh, yeah.
He's done like, I don't know, 3 or 4 of these legit food reviews.
Oh, yeah.
Where... it's so... I don't even get... They're so weird. But they basically just go out in the outdoors, like in a park or in the hills somewhere, and pretend like they've found eggs or found things
that have grown naturally.
Yeah. So it's like it finds a little sewer entrance and it's like, oh, eggs, and then they eat them, and they're gross, and they throw up, and it's just disgusting. There's another one, they have like pigs trotters, and they go, and it's like...
You're not really selling this.
They're like in the dirt, and just go... I'm not trying to sell it. I mean, I'd say don't watch those ones.
This is why we do this podcast, to tell you what not to watch.
So we won't link those in the description. But yeah, overall, I'm a huge fan. I mean...
Yeah, I get why. Because you're a messy guy. And...
But yeah, the Kickstarter crap ones are good. Would you said that would be your favorite?
Yeah,
series.
My favorite too, and yeah,
my favorite series I think has got to be Bad Unboxing.
Interesting. Yeah, I get that. Because you mentioned a while ago, it's probably in passing, about the samurai. He's one of the people who would like send fan mail. Yeah, so there's one particular guy that he did a series, Samurai Unboxing. This one guy who owns. It's a Japanese guy who owns a Japanese like food, accessories or whatever store, and just sends him boxes of really stupid stuff. But yeah, those are pretty funny too. But I like Bad Unboxing. That'd be my favorite. Nice.
Cool. I think that basically wraps us up for today.
Good channel overall, definitely.
Yeah, definitely check them out. Few videos linked. Tamer and more intense.
Do we have to like categorize like safe for work, safe for at work but with no manager, safe for work if you're gonna work somewhere else the next week,
safe for the lunch break but not
safe for your best friend but not safe for the guy who works next to you.
Yeah. All right, that's us. We are the Hit Pause Podcast. Thank you for listening. Remember to follow us on the iTunes store if you have an iPhone, or follow us on any of the Android podcast apps, or shout out again to the SoundCloud.
Love the SoundCloud.
The SoundCloud crowd.
SoundCloud.
Respect to you guys. Feel free to follow us on there as well. You can drop us comments on Twitter. Our Twitter's linked in the description of the show.
Yeah, literally send me your filthiest videos on Twitter.
Or comment on our YouTube channel, or anywhere you want, really.
Yeah, just have fun with our links.
Comment on SoundCloud as well. I want to see a few comments on SoundCloud.
Tell us who to cover.
Say what's up. Tell us who to cover. All right. Thanks for listening.
Cheerio, guys.
Cheerio.